the kits this month focused on spring again. Obviously, we're really sort of getting into the season now. I wanted to put together something that's a bit unusual that you wouldn't necessarily find in your sort of local garden centre. So that's why we've gone down the route of the beautiful white ranunculus. I then also wanted to give you something that you could use for Easter on your table, whether you've got like a roast dinner on the Sunday or friends and family over, and you just wanted something to sort of finish off your styling in your home. So we've done the Easter Tablescape trio in white and blue muscari. We've then got the forget-me-nots, which, you know, are a really kind of common plant, and you find them, you know, just on the pavements, you know, outside. But they are a really, really good houseplant, and they can grow and survive and thrive indoors as well as outdoors. So in actual fact, all of the kits that we have this month are indoors or outdoors. I feel like there's one that's not outdoors. I think they're all outdoors and indoors. Oh no, sorry, the hydrangea Annabelle, that was it. That's an outdoor plant pot kit. So that's, you know, the beautiful big blousy mop heads that we all know and love. So that's the hydrangea Annabelle. And then what else have we got? The trailing jasmine, an absolute favourite of mine personally. I have it in my house, it smells incredible. It's also in one of my favourite pots. So that's another kit that's maybe just a little bit unusual, not something that you maybe would find you know, locally. So hopefully you'll really enjoy that. But the first one that we're going to do is the Easter Tablescape trio. Now on the website we had it in blue and in white, so I'm going to show you it in blue because it's obviously exactly the same. So you will receive 3 of these gorgeous tall terracotta pots with the gorgeous scallop detailing around the rim and their little matching saucers. So you'll receive 3 of those. You'll obviously receive your gravel, your compost, your moss, your plants and your twigs to go in at the end. Excuse me. So to begin with, you want to start off with the gravel. So use all the gravel that is in your brown paper bags that come with your kits. And the purpose for the gravel is just for drainage. So it's just so that the roots aren't sat in sort of water for prolonged periods of time, which sort of cuts the life of the plant short. Okay, and then you're going to add in your compost. I'm going to attempt to be a bit tidier today. We'll see how that goes. Now, I wanted to say with the compost, we use peat-free organic compost that is really high quality, really sort of, when you open the bags, you'll see it's really mulchy and just really, really kind of good stuff. You might find when you open your bags that there is a sort of a white coating on some of it. Now this is technically a mould, but it's not gone mouldy, it's not gone bad, if that makes sense. It's a fungus, lovely word, that actually is really good for your plants, really good for the nutrition. So do not panic if you see any kind of white sort of mould looking substance on your compost. It's all good, it's actually really beneficial to the plants. So adding in your compost, we're going to plant these kits different to how we've done some of our previous muscari kits before, like last month. And we're going to actually put the entire plant in. Now the reason for that is just because it fits perfectly. It's a 9 centimetre plant pot, it's going in a 10.5 centimetre pot, and it just means that then you're not having to split everything up when you've got things going on, a busy weekend ahead, you know, guests coming, family coming. I just thought, right, do you know what, we'll just do 3 pots, easy, straight in, and you don't have to worry about breaking them up. So we've gone with ease for this one. Okay, so filling your pots up, I would say sort of half full. We can always take out or add in if we need to. Then taking your blue muscari or your white muscari. Now these have been in our greenhouse for about a week and a half, so they are a little bit more advanced than the ones that you will receive. But hopefully it gives you an idea of that gorgeous blue. So after you've given them a nice drink, well, it was not tidy at all, you take them out gently of their plastic pot, and you quite simply pop them in like this. You can then add in a little bit of compost around the edges, just to sort of, it's just needed actually around the top, just to fill in that gap. Okay. So just loosely, gently sort of teasing the bottom of the pot away, and you see those lovely roots there. Straight in, and then taking a little bit of compost around the edge. Now, as I said, yours will be slightly lower than these ones. These are a bit more, a bit older. For example though, I would just take this leaf off. If you don't like it to flop over, just take it off. But yours will be a lot more sort of upright when they arrive. These are a bit older. And then the last one, and this is exactly the same with your white mascara. I apologise for my croaky voice again. I think I was croaky the last time. Okay, so that's the plants potted up, the bulbs potted up. So now we can add in the moss. So as always in your kits, you'll have your 3 different types of moss. Your bun moss, which is a sort of chunky green one. Your sphagnum moss, which is the more sort of loose textured two-tone moss. And then your flat moss, which is just sort of like a carpet of moss. You know, you'll find sort of maybe pine cones in there, twigs in there, a really lovely rustic moss as well. So depending on what you fancy, you can now start adding your moss in. Just little touches. You'll see that you don't have masses of space for moss, but it's just to sort of cover up the compost around the edges. But in my opinion, I really like it when you can still see those, you know, gorgeous little bulbs popping out. So I wouldn't necessarily put any sort of on top of the bulbs. It's more just to go around the bulbs. So break up your moss and add that in. Now these will look lovely placed along a table, sort of in amongst, you know, your wine glasses and your dinner plates and any other gorgeous bits that you've got on your Easter table. They're a perfect height because they're tall enough to be sort of impactful, but not too tall where you can't see over the top. So I hope you really enjoy these ones. Okay. Now we can add in our twigs. So in previous months for our kits, we've done sort of bundles of twigs with various different sort of elements. We've done thyme and oregano and birch and cherry blossom. But this month I wanted to sort of scale it back. I don't know if it's because I bundled up hundreds and hundreds of twig bundles, and so I just feel like I want to strip it back myself, or if it's just that I think that this month I wanted it just to be little touches of the twigs rather than, you know, something really kind of more impactful. I wanted the plants to speak for themselves, especially with the, excuse me, with the sort of ranunculus. I think you don't need lots of other things going on. So we've just got the birch this month, sorry. So you'll have your little bundle of birch twigs. And all you need to do is break your birch twigs down into a few sections. I'm not going to go mad, I'm just going to put a few bits in, just as a sort of touch, just as a different texture. And in my opinion, for these kits, that's all that's needed. So in this one, I've just put 5 little sort of sections of the birch in. You can go as tall or as low as you like. They will provide your mascaring with a little bit of support. But as we all know, with the mascari, they just naturally sort of bend and flop. Just one of the charming things about them. And there we go. There is your Easter trio. In terms of care for your mascari, I would be watering every few days, depending on how warm your house is. Probably every 2 to 3 days, give it a nice drink. You know, you don't have to completely soak it, but just make sure that the bulbs are getting, and the soil is getting the water and not just the moss that's around the outside of it. Keep it away from fruit such as bananas, especially because of the sort of chemical gas that they emit. It's not great for plants and for flowers. And yeah, just keep it away from really, really hot sort of heat sources. Don't pop it on a fireplace if you've got the fire working, or on a radiator. But yeah, it will work so beautifully on a kitchen table or a dining table or on a windowsill. You know, just getting some nice sunlight. And yes, I hope you enjoy your Easter Tablescape trio.